Welcome children, take out your English literature book, Longman Impressions, Revised Edition, Part 7, Chapter 40, The Birdman of India. Before explaining this chapter, let me tell you that this chapter describes about Dr. Salim Ali, the famous ornithologist. Now let's begin the chapter. Dr. Salim Muizzuddin Abdul Ali proved to be one of the most versatile men the world has ever known. An ornithologist, ecologist, teacher, writer and explorer all rolled into one. Now, Dr. Salim Ali. Who was he? He was one of the most famous men. He was known as an ornithologist. Who is an ornithologist? A famous bird watcher, ecologist, teacher, writer and explorer. He has played the role in Birdman. He has been lovingly described as a bright red sparrow-like, all-knowing father and often referred to as the old man by those who worked with him. Now, he has been lovingly described. Lovingly, he was called as a red-eyed sparrow because all-knowing father, and often he is referred to as, he is called the old man by those who used to work with him. Born in 1896, Salim Ali, the youngest of 10 children, was orphaned early. Now, Dr. Salim Ali, he was born in the year 1896 and he was the youngest among the children. He became orphan at a very early age. He hero worshipped by his stylish uncle, the famous sportsman Amiruddin Tayyabji, who accompanied members of the royal on hunting trips. He hero worshipped his uncle, who was a very stylish person. He was a famous sportsman Amiruddin Tayyabji, always used to accompany the members of the royalty of hunting trips. At the age of 10, his uncle presented Salim with an ear gun and the young boy shot a strange sparrow with a yellow shot on his throat. When Salim Ali was 10 years old, at that time his uncle presented him a ear gun, and with that ear gun, Salim Ali shot a strange sparrow with a yellow spot on his throat. His uncle did not know anything about the bird and advised Salim to take it Bombay Natural History Society. Now, his uncle, he did not have any idea about the bird, and so he advised Salim Ali to take it to the Bombay Natural History Society, which is in Bombay, to get some information about it. Here the secretary, W.S. Millard, identified it as a yellow-throated sparrow and showed Salim the museum's vast collection of stuffed birds. Now, here, who was the secretary? The secretary was W.S. Millard. He had recognized that sparrow, that it was a yellow-throated sparrow, and showed Salim his museum consisting of vast collection of strange birds. This incident changed Salim's life, and after this incident, his life changed. He decided to pursue the study of birds and make ornithology his career. After this incident, he had decided that he would study about the birds and he would make ornithology his career. He made frequent visits to the society and alongside somehow got through high school. Now, he started frequently visiting the society and somehow completed his high school examination. But he found college life difficult, and to escape from it, he joined his brother in the mining and timber business in Burma. After schooling, he found the college life very difficult, and to escape from the college life, he joined his brother in the mining and timber business, which is in Burma. Presently, Burma is called Myanmar. This is a very rewarding experience for Salim, who had spent most of his time studying birds and wildlife on his visit to the remotest jungles. Now, it is a very rewarding experience. It's a very rewarding experience for Salim because he has spent most of his time studying about the birds and even the wildlife on his visit to his remotest jungle. The business quite predictably failed and Ali had to return. Now what happened? His business failed, but Ali, he had to return back to India. On his return, he found that having abandoned his studies after a BSc Geology, it was difficult to get a job as an ornithologist anywhere. Now, when he returned back, he found that having left his studies after completing BSc in Geology, he found it that it is very difficult to get a job as the post of ornithologist anywhere. Though he got a job as a guide lecturer at the Prince of Wales Museum in Mumbai. He left after 2 years to study ornithology under Professor Sternman at the Berlin University Zoological Museum. After 2 years, he went to study ornithology under the Professor Sternman at the Berlin University Zoological Museum. When he came back and still failed to get a job in spite of his foreign degree, he stopped applying altogether. Now, after returning back, he found that he had failed to get a job in spite of having some foreign degree. He stopped applying for the job. He was considered mad by his family, an unemployed married man. Now, his family member considered him as a madman, and they used to call him an unemployed married man. Happy only to Vajwa, who used to become happy while watching birds. Tahima, his wife, was a warm-hearted woman. His wife's name was Tahima. She was a warm-hearted woman and came from an affluent family. She supported his cause. Now, his wife came from an affluent family and she always supported his cause. Today, up to this much. In my next video, I shall explain the next part of the chapter. Now, take out your diary, write chapter 14, the Birdman of India, 2 pages, explain, homework, revise it. And with this, I am ending my today's class.